Okay, y'all. So you already know I'm over here. Where y'all at? I'm over here and I'm scrolling. I'm about to do my hair right. And I'm sitting over here and I'm looking at Izzy and Griffin's channel, okay? And I'm over on YouTube, and as you can see by the title, the occult teaching of Tyler, the creator, just popped up on my algorithm. I swear, I want to get my hair done. July 10th, 2026. I want to finish my hair. But somehow I keep on finding these videos and I'm going to keep on reacting along with Tyler. No, excuse me. My bad, not Tyler. Izzy. Izzy and Griffin. He's going to react to the occult teachings of Tyler the Creator, and I'm going to react to both of this. All right, y'all. Let me get up off of here and let us dive in.
Reality is infinitely complex. It goes as deep as you want it to go. Are you someone who says, it's not that deep, bro? Or are you someone who says, deeper?
Go deeper.
In this video, you're gonna find out if you say deeper. I want more. Give me more of that. I need more of that truth stick. Because by the end of this video, you're gonna be 6 feet deep in whatever this is. See, in the early 2000s, P. Diddy used to throw these parties. They were called white parties. And you would show up and everybody would dress in all white, obviously. Now, this is a great way to know who's in the club. LL Cool J, Al Sharpton, some other cool black dude. Right here, Ashton Kutcher is actually wearing the red Kabbalah bracelet. Very interesting. I just noticed this. And this kind of shows you what is lying just underneath the themes of the white party, right? Because on the surface, it's obviously a bunch of celebrities dressed in white, but really this signifies something much deeper than just a bunch of celebrities getting together and performing debauchery, which is absolutely like a part of the entire thing, right? Like obviously these people are doing crazy things at these parties, probably illegal activities, right? But they're getting together for a very specific reason, and there's a lot of esoteric meaning hidden underneath just the surface. Because just like in this photo, white is the obvious center of attention, but underneath all of this, there is an esoteric system that lies just under the surface, just like this red bracelet that signifies that Ashton Kutcher is a practicer of Kabbalah. Now, Kabbalah is a magical system that is widely spread and utilized by Jewish people, basically, but it's much older than the Hebrews. In fact, it goes all the way back through the Egyptians to the Chaldeans to actually the Atlanteans, which is, they were real. Plato talked about them. They were real. They existed. P. Diddy was actually arrested somewhat recently, and he no longer throws the white parties. In fact, Mike Rubin now throws these white parties. And it's the same thing, right? It's the who's who. It's the most famous people on the planet doing whatever it is they do and signifying that you are not in the club. That's basically what this is. Now, what does this mean, right? It's like, oh, a bunch of people are just getting together and they're all wearing white. Yes, that is at the surface, right? People are just getting drunk, doing drugs, and probably participating in massive orgies with one another, wearing all white. But this actually goes much deeper than that. Because you're someone who says deeper, deeper, we're going to get to the bottom of this, because it's not just about white. It's not just about the parties. It is about the entire system of esoterica and what these individuals believe in and practice, because it's not about what you think it is. It's about what...
Izzy, let me stop you real quick. Where y'all at? Come here. Bring your ass here. So the teachings that these beings have stolen is very sacred knowledge, right? And you have a lot of books and texts and scriptures and a lot of teachings that has been stolen, right? So when it was stolen, the beings that you see now that are suffering are the beings that stole the knowledge. Okay, and they misused that knowledge, and they had no authority to operate within those energies. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. You have no authority to operate with these energies, and this is above race. Okay, Okay, let's just get back into it. Izzy, I just wanted to throw that out there. So, a lot of occultism, the hidden knowledge, right? Occult, hidden, something that's hidden, right? A lot of hidden knowledge wasn't meant for certain genetics or certain beings to be tapping into. But here we are, your celebrities, your skeletons of celebrities out here dipping and dabbling, and now you got the brown ones who know because they have certain genetics that they have certain powers, and they call themselves black and African American and shit like that, right? And sometimes they even got smarter and they want to say that they're esoteric, they're spiritualists, and shit like that. Watch them crumble with every single entity who has followed behind their movement. I meant cult, I meant them. Back to you, Izzy.
They think it is. And they think
we'll pay you to get your CDL and give you a truck driving job with one of the nation's safe.
Don't do
they
it.
think this is something much different than you do. Because just like this photo, it's not about the big picture, it's about the small, intricate details. Within the occult and within the fields of esoterica, different colors correlate to different elements. They mean different things. They invoke different components of reality. Blue, water; red, fire; green, earth; yellow, air; and white, spirit or
That's
aether. In fact, famed occultist and esoteric practitioner Aleister Crowley made members of the OTO, or the Ordo Templi Orientis, and members of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn wear all white whilst doing ceremonial magic. Now, to Crowley, all white did not signify purity like it would within the Christian tradition or within like various other sort of traditions, right? White usually means good, pure, beautiful, clean. No. See, in the occult, especially due to Hermeticism as well as alchemy, white is a part of the alchemical process. And in fact, it does not necessarily mean pure or clean at all. Just like in alchemy, this referenced the approaching towards a purified state, almost like the state of awakening. In fact, it's seen as kind of a lower realm of the operations within esoterica. In fact, Crowley thought white meant spirit, just like with the 5 elements and the classical pentagram. White was also worn during OTO masses and Gnostic masses. And in fact, knowing that Thelema, Aleister Crowley's religion, had this tenet and this idea of basically trying to undo the hierarchy that Christianity had created within the world, you start to know and understand why he would want his practitioners to reflect light rather than absorb it. Because in John 18:12, Christ says, "I am the light of the world." Now, white is not the only color.
Let's not push this into religion, right? Or do what you do, right? Make your own choices. Make sure your choices of you, right? I choose to learn all religions and not stick to near one of them bitches. I'm going to learn them all, but I'm not going to attach my soul or any of my spirits within me to any of them. In fact, a lot of us on this side of town, we can sit down with a lot of your deities, your gods, your goddesses, all of them, at the same goddamn table. You understand me? And have a real conversation. Back to you, Izzy.
Used in accordance with sort of what is basically known as color magic. In fact, there's an entire color magic system. Color magic uses color to change mood or energy. Each color has a meaning. Red, energy, passion. Yellow, happiness. Orange, success, creativity. Green, money, growth. Blue, peace, healing. Purple, wisdom. Pink, love. Black, banishment. And white is typically cleansing and protection. And this goes insanely deep, right? In fact, it's one of the simplest forms of magic, but it does go very, very deep.
Yeah,
Lighting
Izzy.
candles that are certain colors to evoke certain things.
Come
Like a lot
on,
of people
Izzy.
will light green candles to make more money. Another example kind of being like around Chinese New Year, the red envelopes representing abundance and wealth. Different magic systems and different sort of areas of the esoteric will correlate with different meanings within the color systems. Now, when you connect this with the actual real science, it gets a little bit interesting because each and every color actually corresponds with a different frequency, not only musically and sonically, but also within the light frequency model. Now, looking at this, we can start to see different chords and different notes actually associate with different frequencies and also different colors. Again, the same thing being repeated right here. And of course, this is what a rainbow is, right? A visible light spectrum ranging from indigo to red, depending on what part of the spectrum it's on. In fact, some people even have something called synesthesia, which is where the senses get kind of jumbled up and you can actually like taste color, hear color, you can see different sounds. It's very interesting, and it kind of shows that there's a lot more going on than what we can actually visibly see and experience within reality, right? This is this deeper idea that there are veils that when you peel back.
So this is why you need to take the people off of the people that are considered autistic or they have intellectual disabilities, right? Which is every brown person in the world. You have autism. You have one of the intellectual disabilities. Take them off of medicine. They're able to see the world for exactly what it is. But here you go. Here we go. Keep on every 3 times a day now. Not just one medicine. It's several medicines that we have them on now. Yeah, it is. But go on, Izzy, back to you.
Things are really interacting in a much more complicated way than we think. And when looking at the way Crowley practiced ceremonial magic, it's very, very much in tune with this idea that the senses are 100% in correlation and working in synthesis with things like color, touch. All of these things are interacting with other realms in a spiritual way. And this is how you can kind of get higher or lower vibrational and dimensional creatures to interact with you or with others. Lighting a green candle to make more money might be interacting with an invisible being that then draws money to you. In fact, I spoke recently about a being that kind of does this and is a sort of like person liaison between you and Lucifer. These are ideas that have been around for a very long time.
Izzy, what you tapping into, fam? What you tapping into, Izzy? Because that right there let me know that you trying to tap into something. You just said you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Us that's brown, we know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. When we say that, Izzy, what you really trying to say, I ain't trying to call you out, but I am. What you really trying to say, fam? I'm going to let you keep talking, though. At Izzy N. Griffin.
Within esoterica, and they're actually practiced by quite a few individuals within reality today that may or may not be more closely attuned to the realm of the esoteric and the realm of the magical than you actually think. Now, where this kind of gets interesting is intention means everything, right? If you just wear something because you wear something, that is different than actually trying to have an effect on reality in a magical way. This is how the occult and esoteric thinking can kind of change your reality and make you basically mentally ill, right? I'm wearing a blue shirt today because I'm wearing a blue shirt today. That's really it, right? There's nothing more to it. Now, people will take that and think that, well, he's actually doing a thing where... No, that's it. I'm just wearing a blue shirt, right? Now, what people don't understand about the occult is me saying I have no intention behind me wearing a blue shirt means I have no intention of wearing a blue shirt. This is where people go mad. This is where they go crazy, right? Now, one person who did wear blue while performing ceremonies was actually Elvis. And there's a book by a guy named Miguel Connor you can look into. It's called The Occult Elvis. Now, I've kind of looked at...
All right, so Izzy, why would you bring up your blue shirt? You could have referenced anything that was blue, right? But you chose to bring up your blue shirt. And I didn't examine your blue shirt and what it says exactly, but don't include yourself. You could have brought up various different examples of somebody that got on blue. Shit, you got a whole fucking Bloods and Crip out here. The Crips, I know for sure they all wear blue. The Democrats, they all wear blue. So I don't know, Izzy. I'm not subscribed to your channel, and you came up in my algorithm for a reason, and I'm appreciating the information that's being brought to me. Don't get me wrong. Let me let you finish talking. Go ahead, Izzy. Do your thing, Izzy and Griffin.
Parts of this book, and I definitely have listened to Miguel Connor discuss this book ad nauseum, and Elvis was absolutely, more than likely, a magic practitioner, and more specifically, a color magic practitioner. Another color magic practitioner that is very shocking is actually Tyler, the Creator, who not only has attended white parties in the past, and members of Odd Future have attended Mike Rubin's white parties, but Tyler was actually really close friends with P. Diddy. Now, Tyler is a great example of what we're talking about today, where things are as deep as you want them to be, and we're gonna go deeper into this one for sure, because color magic is one of those things where you're like, it's just color, but it's so much more. Now, here's a photo of Odd Future member named Taco with Mike Rubin at one of the all-white parties. He's the guy with the circle around his head. So I've been seeing a trend of people who just like say things with no sourcing, and they have like no legitimacy towards what they're saying or anything. They're just literally making shit up. So always make sure I source everything and I have my ducks in a row, because it's getting fucking crazy. Now, Tyler, the Creator, is like Elvis in the sense that when people think of Elvis, they don't think of a magic practitioner, right? He's not like Michelle Lemmy or Marina Abramovich or one of these individuals who has like all of this kind of loud flamboyance about their esoteric nature, right? Tyler's very low key in this way, but what he does, like everybody who is steeped into the occult, there are clues. And the clues are what gives him away every time. Now, the first place we're going to look with these clues is a song released just last year titled That Guy. It's kind of like a freestyle, and it was kind of to change the pace of what Tyler was doing in relation to projects like Chromacopia and Igor. It kind of gave him this more air of legitimacy in terms of him being more quote unquote like hip hop, right? Now, this thread is like really fucking crazy, so just follow me, because I'm being so honest, this is one of the most mind-blowing threads of esoterica I think I've ever found on any musician, artist, celebrity, whatever, right? Now, the clues begin here, right? He says, carrot colored bus. There's the first one. Yellow boogers in my earlobe. Black bitch, blue strips. Very interesting. It's one thing to have like one or two metaphors about color, but to have four in one like 2-minute freestyle is where it gets kind of like, okay, I'm seeing a theme here. There's actually 5. One of them being relational to something I actually said before he dropped this song, which is that Tyler, the Creator, is the Dr. Seuss of the music industry, and actually is the Dr. Seuss of contemporary pop culture. Dr. Seuss is now an archetype of basically the West now, which is very interesting, but we're gonna get back to the Dr. Seuss thing in a moment, but just bear with me here. Because what he also says is the type of shit I'm on you wouldn't understand. This is in the second line right here. Shit I'm on, bitch, you wouldn't understand. Now, this right here, at this time, within context, is a reference to Kendrick Lamar, who said the same thing after a song he dropped earlier. Now, this video takes place in Los Angeles, where Tyler is really accentuating, I'm a rapper, I'm from LA, and it's kind of introducing those hints of hyperlocality that I talked about in the Drake-Kendrick beef in an immediate area, creating a sense of kind of a parasociality, like this is is the place I live. Other people like Tyler live here too. It's an authenticator, creates authenticity. But more than that, it shows Tyler is on a level where people don't know what he has going on. He's saying, I know more than you, and even if I told you what was going on, you wouldn't understand it. One, just like the essence of color magic, right? Colors are everywhere. Every single thing has a color. But if you don't know the themes of color magic and what someone is trying to do, you can't see it. It's like being literally, for lack of a better term, colorblind. And what this kind of shows to me is also this sort of duper's delight, almost silent audaciousness that goes along with being an occult practitioner. We've seen with people like Dave Grohl, with people like Jack Black, there's almost this kind of cheeky, like, tinge to what they do because they have a secret and they like that. They almost get off on the fact that they know something you don't know, right? But there's even more, right? Green face Grinch, Tyler on his Dr. Seuss shit. Now, this is really exemplified in this video from Halloween of 2023. This is right before P. Diddy is arrested and he's dressed up like the Joker. Now, he just happens to run into Tyler, the Creator. And in this video, I've always noticed that Tyler, the Creator, has this look on his face that is very kind of like you would. Like, wow, you would dress like the Joker. I know something that the other people don't know that is going on behind the scenes, right? Like, it's very, if you know, you know, coded. Like, just look at the look at his face. It's very, like, little kiddish, like, very, like, oh, man, you're crazy, right? And he's really enjoying it. It's, like, obviously super crazy. The impression is really good. Diddy is literally the actual Joker of Hollywood. He literally tried to kill Kid Cudi by blowing up his car, which is like very Joker-esque. But this look right here, this is the one that does it for me. It's the slit of the eyes, this little smile. It's just very, very coy. There's something about it that always resonated with me in this, like, oh, Tyler, the Creator is like a sneaky little fuck, right? Again, the type of shit I'm on you wouldn't understand. Now, where this gets even more interesting is when we really start to look at some of the subtle hints that Tyler, the Creator, leaves for us. And what he does is, quite frankly, very, very magical. And we're going to get to that. This is furthered by him wearing a shirt that features Aleister Crowley on it. Now, this is during the kind of like bastard pseudo-goblin era, so very early Tyler, the Creator, right when he's on his rise. This is probably about 2011, 2012, maybe 2013. And I want you to pay attention to this rat. Very, very important. Put that in the back of your mind for right now. Now, why this is important is it shows this is the language of if you know, you know. Most people see this shirt, they don't know who that guy is. It's whatever. It's a skate tee. It's just a skate t-shirt. Tyler's a skater. No, you don't wear a t-shirt with Aleister Crowley on it unless you absolutely know what it is and what is going on. It's a very, very bold choice, especially when we look at Tyler's early music. In fact, at the very beginning of the Odd Future tours, they actually had banners that had Crowley's face on them. It was very steeped in, frankly, what is like satanic kind of messaging, right? And not like satanic in a kind of like silly, goofy way, but like satanic in the sense of like they were literally talking about the devil and literally talking about Satan. Tyler does have an absolute knack for esoterica and for the occult, to be completely honest. In the song That Guy, just as the like main example, the main staple, he's signaling other things. His knowledge of color, potentially his knowledge of color magic, which I'm going to prove that he absolutely uses and does. But he also signals about his knowledge of him being kind of the Dr. Seuss of the music industry. Green face Grinch, Tyler on his Dr. Seuss shit. Now, this is a very specific reference. Why? Why is he saying this? Well, because Tyler, the Creator, has stepped into the role of the modern day Dr. Seuss. In fact, one of Tyler, the Creator's first television appearances, he went on to Jimmy Kimmel and did this entire bit where he was dressed like the Cat in the Hat and was doing raps. Now, the joke was that he wasn't doing it basically like quote unquote black enough. It was like very weird. Kimmel was like doing like, no, be more swaggy, do more hip hop kind of thing. And it was kind of weird, but it really did this association between Tyler, the Creator, and Dr. Seuss. Now, what's even more interesting about this, I did a video basically explaining that Tyler, the Creator, was the Dr. Seuss of the music industry because of the colorful worlds that he builds with each album. In hindsight, this had came out prior to that. I did not even know that. So this was like something that is almost in the subconscious naturally with the color choices and the things he does. This is absolutely a role he's stepping into. And if we look at Jungian archetypes and what they are these placeholders within the collective unconscious that already exist, and different people kind of step into these different roles. It's just like the ideas of myths. Myths circulate around the globe at the same times because they are these innate spiritual things that exist naturally within our subconscious. And this is one in the same. In fact, Dr. Seuss has a ton of affiliations with the federal government. He worked for the army and he did a ton of sort of propaganda for the military, actually, and was instrumental in the United States joining World War II, actually. I've done a ton of videos on it. It's very interesting. But the similarities become uncanny, especially when Tyler, the Creator, was selected to do the music for the Grinch animated film. And when you couple this with Green Face Grinch, Tyler on his Dr. Seuss shit, green being the color.
Who knew there were so many free things to do on weekends? A friend shared these great finds so you won't struggle with choices. We've rounded up the best local spots.
Being the color of money. In fact, people like green candles to make themselves money when they're practicing color magic. We start to see these things kind of becoming more and more apparent. And maybe this is less of a bit and more of an actual revelation of the method of what it is that Tyler, the Creator, is doing when it comes to the projects he releases. Because looking at what Tyler, the Creator, actually creates, the characters he creates truly is very Dr. Seuss coded. I mean, this is like out of a Dr. Seuss book. Look at the colors, how colorful everything is. Everything is this big, bold, loud, colorful adaptation of a character, right? Like these are all super loud. Like, look at this. This is a Dr. Seuss character. If these were drawn in a Dr. Seuss style, it could go immediately in a Dr. Seuss book and nobody would notice. And it's not just the characters, it's also the sets and the set design that goes into his live shows. Just like Dr. Seuss has Whoville and he has all of these things, the forest that the Lorax lives in. He creates these massive sets, settings, and characters just like Dr. Seuss. Tyler, the Creator, and Dr. Seuss are basically the same thing at this point. Even insofar as we can even start to see kind of correlating things. The red hat here, the red hat here. And if we look at like the Dr. Seuss characters, they are just the same thing. Loud, big, in your face, bright, and colorful. Because when you really ask yourself, what is Cherry Bomb, this character of Tyler, the Creator's? What is Wolf Haley? What is the Goblin? What is Tyler Baudelaire? What is Saint Chroma? What is Igor? Who are these people and who are these characters that Tyler is kind of becoming? It's the same thing, right? Who is the Lorax? Who are these people? What are these things? Who is the Grinch? I get it. The Grinch hates Christmas. But what else is there about the Grinch? He's just a green guy who hates Christmas? Who is Cherry Bomb? It's like a guy who has like a blue shirt on. Like, what is he? What does he do? And it's also not like this association is not being made by Tyler. Again, the type of shit I'm on you wouldn't understand.
Hold on now. He going somewhere with it. Because the Grinch, he didn't like Christmas until they ended up persuading him into believing into the Christmas spirit, right? And then this nigga started giving the presents back. So, all right, Izzy. Oh shit, this is the end of your video too.
And the rest of this video is on the page.
So you can visit Izzy's patreon.com/IzzyNGriffin. if you want to, let's go on over to his channel. All right, and I am at 7% on my phone. Let's make it over there. So I'm not subscribed. It just popped up on my channel here. Let's go on over to his videos here, okay? So we got the occult teachings of Tyler the Creator. We just watched that. Celebrity Kill Switch, The Ball, Cycle, Ye, Cardi, ASAP Rocky, Young Lean, and more. Oliver Tree, Oliver Tree, the Met Gala. Okay, I'm subscribing. Thank you. Izzy and Griffin.him. Okay, if y'all want to subscribe, go ahead on over and subscribe. Also, since we're here, go check out my channel, okay? You're here on the videos. I got some videos uploading here. But on the 11th, we have 2 videos uploading. Why is young Pharaoh twerking while sticking his tongue out, premiering at 4 p.m. And then we have Minister Jackie O sends a much needed message to JT, premiering at 9. On the 12th, we have Woo Lady put that woo on Dream Dog, Breathe. And then we got, so Ellen DeGeneres really got flued out to run for her karma. And then these celebrities are thinking out blank, blank, blank. And that's going to premiere on the 12th at 4 p.m. If you're into tarot divination, come on over. Let's just scroll. Where it's going to stop, nobody knows. What is the divine feminine? Could these messages be for you? Let's scroll again. Why is everyone so angry lately? Is there only one way to go with these choices? The I am awake. I am the creator of universes. I am conscious of and in command of my own abilities now and choose to use them for the betterment in life and beyond. All right, so much peace. Where y'all at? Much peace. I'm doing my hair. Much peace, much light, much love, but especially that motherfucking darkness because of dark matter. And I love you. Peace in.